So today we're going to be checking our harness. There's two things you've got to check when you check a harness. If it looks right and if it functions correctly. So this harness looks like a harness. Main things you've got to check is you've got to check the stitchings, which are all in here, so make sure they don't pop out and or loose or anything. Checking all the places. Yeah, these are all alright. You've got to check for any fluffiness. So this has got a tiny bit of fluffiness, but that's fine because it's probably bought like that. You'll check the metals to make sure they're not cracked or any burrs on them, to make sure they're not rubbing away at the harness. You have to check for any chemical contamination. So if there's any drawing or anything on it, it might make it makes it fail automatically, but there isn't any on here. Alright, so the other thing you've got to check is the webbing, see if it's wobbly or anything. That is fine. So a little bit of wobbling from how I'm holding it. The other thing you've got to check is the belay loop, if there's any actual wear on the actual loop. There's wear on this, but that's just the cover for it, so it doesn't wear the actual thing as fast. So I'm going to say this harness is fine and it passes its test. Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you how to put on a harness. So you want to put your right foot through the big loop and through the right loop, the red one. And then your left foot through the big one and then through the left loop. Pull it all the way up, as high as you can, trousers up as well. To the squidgy bit, so this has got to be as almost high as you can. So these bits are on the squidgy bit between your hip and your ribs. So tighten it, you just want to do this top one first. Tighten it as much as you can that way. Pull that through. You want to tighten it so much so you can see your squidgy bit there. It shows that it's holding you in nicely. And you want to back lip it so that you don't fall out, so it goes back over the top, back through there, so it wasn't O-ring. And now, C, like closed. Tuck that away to make it look nice and tidy. Now you'll do the same with the legs. So just tighten it a bit. This has just got to be, it's not going to be too tight so it's hurting you. But it's just got to be just as against your leg. You notice it there. And then you're going to back loop that one as well. And same on this side. And push it through. Just so you can notice it's there. Pull that through and then back loop it. So they should all be closed, closed and closed. And that should hold you in now by the squishy bits. See the love handles, nice and squishy. Yeah, and now you're safe. So today we're going to be checking carabiners. So this is a example carabiner. This is a good one. It's passed. So you can see in here it's got no burrs or anything. It's nice and smooth. In here, nice and smooth, no burrs. There's no bending on it. Shows that the gate can open and close nicely without any struggles. You close up the gate and it shuts nicely. This one I class as failed for many reasons. There's one big burr right in there which will cause it to fail, just because that can catch on the rope and cause the rope to wear away and become fluffy and weaker. With this, it's been overloaded, so it's been stretched out, so the gate doesn't actually close properly. You have to push it and it still doesn't close, and the screw gate is it doesn't quite close all the way. Yeah, so this one's a fail and this one is a pass. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to ground anchor yourself in. So you're going to come closer, my film man, and you're going to put this onto here. This is for this route here I've chosen. Here. That way. You want to close, either open, you make a closed hitch, and you want to just clip it in, nice and tight, make sure that's screwed up, and then you want to clip yourself in there, so that's your rope, goes there, so you're in. I want to make this shorter, because when I put on this wall to the delay, if someone falls, I'll still get pulled up, so there's no point in having a ground length. You can do that by feeding a bit of that back through there, and pulling that one, just pulling it. Pull that one, pull that all through. Nice. There you go. So that's the correct length now, almost. Just a little bit more rope. So now that's the correct length for me. So if I touch the wall, it looks like it should go straight up all the way to the top. So if someone does fall, they'll pull on that and not me. If someone's a taller person, we make it longer, someone shorter, make it shorter. Right, so today we're going to be checking a buoyancy aid. Three things you've got to check. So check just the inside and the out. So if there's any fluffiness or if there's any of the insides hanging out. When the insides are hanging out, it fails straight away. So check all of the stitchings in here. So if any pulls have come out, in and out. There's a little one there, but that's just on the edge, just the end of the stitching. It's end of the stitchings again. More end of stitchings. So you want to check each one of the pulleys, just to make sure they do up. So you want to just pull it and just pull it apart to make sure they'll work, to make sure they stay tight. So last thing, you'll check for any chemical contamination. So lastly, you'll check if there's any chemical contamination. It's got some writing on there, but it's the college's stuff. It's what they put on there. You'll check for any cracks in these. It's pretty obvious they won't have any cracks in them because I just did the check for the pulling it. But you should check anyway. And very lastly, got to check the date. Make sure it's in date. There we go, and it says the 2nd of the 7th, 2018. Now I'm going to do the dunk test. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to do dunk test to your buoyancy aid. So first you're going to need to tie a larkspur onto your weights, which will weigh around 6 kilograms. And then there's the overhand knot here that you will tie there. Tie that as close as you can to the weights. After that you get a carabiner or a mailon, and that'll be onto there, just to hold it onto your buoyancy aid. So what you want to do is put it through the middle of your buoyancy aid and then attach it to each shoulder strap at the same time and do it up with a carabiner or a mailon. Yeah, once that's done up, you lift it up, carry it over to your barrel and place it in slowly. And it should not touch the bottom and just stay there floating on the top, which I can confirm the weights are still floating. So now we're going to fit the buoyancy aid. So what you want to do, so you make sure that is at the front when you fit it. It's at the front. Put it on over the top. Put it down. So what you want to do first is tighten these bottom ones. So they go into the squidgy bit, just like a harness. So into there, so they can't slide up above your ribs and slide down either. So once they're nice and tight, we'll do these ones up. So up, tight, 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 and tight. Alright, so once they're done up, that's nice and tight. You'll do these top ones up. You don't do these top ones too tight, you just want to do them just there, just tight on your shoulder, but don't pull them as hard as you can. Just nice and tight like that. And once that's on, that's you fitted into your buoyancy aid, and you should be safe now if you're floating around in the water.